Yeah.
For those of you who took a break.
Welcome.
Awesome.
Hope you had a great Easter holiday, and we are back into it.
I know. Back into the rhythm. So we are talking about, like everybody's talking about the rising cost of living. Like everybody seems to be talking about fuel and, petrol, what that's costing us to fill our tank now, and all the other things, logistics and so many things in our life and our business. So we thought, well, let's talk about what everyone else is talking about.
Yeah, sure.
Let's give it a
Inflation.
different. Let's give it a different take. Maybe some tips that you can take away.
Well, okay, I'm going to do what I usually do. I'm going to zoom back out a bit. And why is costs increasing?
Yeah.
Ultimately, we've had 2 years around the world where there has been so much money pumped into the system that is filtering through to increase,
right?
increase costs, which is a point often missed, because people are worried about how much things are increasing and how that it's making it hard for them.
Yep.
What I really would like you to focus on is the fact that the reason they're going up is there's that much more money in the world. And at Navigate Biz, we're trying to help you build your business to make sure that you can go out and grab as much of that new money out there that has been produced, printed, added into digital currency, zeros and ones in the last 24 months globally is a huge, staggering number.
Yeah.
So, that is the root cause. So that should be your wake-up call to go out and grow your business and make sure that you are increasing the revenue in your business and ultimately increasing the profitability so that you have more income to compensate. But I know many of you haven't, and many people are doing it tough and they're worried about those costs. So now, after I've had my little rant, we can get on to, I guess, how you can work through that.
Yeah. And, we've got an awesome tutorial this week on Thursday that actually goes into the details. So we're just going to chat about it at a high level today, get your thought processes going. And if you want the details, you can jump into the tutorial. So, petrol, everybody's talking about that. Like they'll drive an extra 5 kilometres to get the savings on the fuel tank, and, you could consider that a valid strategy. We would argue that point. So let's.
I wouldn't.
I don't. Got more things. Better
so inflation affects a bunch of stuff, like really core things. So you got property. You've got your groceries or your food. Let's call it food, or sustenance.
Yes.
You've got energy.
Your utilities and all those things.
You've got energy, and you've got your fuel.
Yep.
So I guess you say is energy of sorts, but you've got your fuel that is used in your transport and your logistics, and then you've got your energy that's used, to power, whether that be manufacturing or the lights in your building which you're at. But those are the major drivers of inflation that you've got out there, which obviously have a flow-on effect back into your business.
Yeah, and that forms part of the cost of running your business, producing your product. So you really need to start doing a bit of digging and looking at what are you paying for those supplies. What can you do in your profit and loss? That's that statement that says money coming in, money spent to produce the product, the expenses of running your business, and is there anything left?
Yeah, one is look at those numbers and measure them. So what we're talking about is your general overheads in the business. So that could be the lease or the rent of your facility that you work out of. Even if that's at home.
Yeah.
If you're at home and you're renting, then it's probably going to go. That cost is going up. Yeah. If you're at home, you're running your business from home and it's your own home, those costs are still going up because your rates will be going up. Yeah. Everything else will be going. So you've got your telephone, you've got your internet, power costs, your internet, all of those things. You need to be looking at those things and understanding, what those costs are, what they've gone up by, what are they now versus what they were a year ago versus 2 years ago. Actually, a real good marker peg is to look at when you started your business. When did you start operating your business, and what were the cost of those things when you started your business? And then look at what they are now, and then also look at what was the cost that you were selling your product at to market when you started your business, and what is your cost to market now? Now, for the answer for a lot of people is going to be hasn't changed.
Yeah. Expenses gone up, prices stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
So
a
you've
problem
got
there.
your general overheads, understand what those are. Then you've got your wage costs. Okay, if you've got other people in your business or what you're paying yourself within the business, are those costs increasing?
Mm-hmm.
And then also the cost of goods sold. So basically
The manufacture,
the cost,
creation.
bringing that product into your business, what is the cost of that, your cost price, and then all the things that are attached to that. So that can be freight, so all your supply chain.
Transport.
So what are the costs increasing there through that? The first step is really acknowledging and understanding what those numbers are. You've got to know them.
That's a critical piece, right, Nick? Because I think a lot of the business owners that we talk to, and oh well, that's the bookkeepers, that's the accountant's job. No, that's your job. That's your job.
If you go out of business, yes, the bookkeeper and your accountant might lose a customer, but they're not going out of business.
No.
So if you want to stay in business and you want to have a business that's going to provide you an income over time, you need to make sure that you know these numbers so that you can stay in business.
And understand what they mean. Like, you might need to have a conversation with your bookkeeper and accountant once you've looked at them. But what are the things in there, which we go more detail in the short, what can you adjust in there that can actually create some space or some profitability within the business? But you've spoken about this already. Expenses gone up, but what has your price point? What's happened to your price point on your product?
Yeah, well, you've got to understand that things will always be going up, and you need to preempt that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first things I do with any businesses I go into is look and validate their price point. When was the last time the prices were increased? Where are the competitors at? Where do you benchmark yourself against that, and make sure that you understand what price the customer would pay. What price the customer would pay for your product. Now, so many businesses, particularly product-based businesses, just go and look at, okay, this is what it costs, and I'm going to mark this product up by
XYZ.
one time, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 2.1, whatever your little formula is. They get the set idea of, we're going to do our cost plus X amount, which completely throws out the window what the market would actually pay.
Yeah. And so what we know is a lot of business owners assume, and we know what that does. You are making a lot of assumptions that that price is a really sensitive piece within your sales process. And if you think that's the case, you got a problem.
Well, you've got to go back to your business model, because if you're price based, if you're trying to get into the market, and you want to be that at the bottom of the market, it's going to be tough, and you've got to work on volume. So that's a different story. But you need to make sure that your price point is up to date, it's relevant, it's been adjusted to suit what the market will take, and you've got to preempt it. You've got to keep pushing that price up. Now, the other thing is you need to go through and look for efficiencies in the business. You need to go through and streamline the costs in the business, and there's a bunch of ways you can do that. But certainly one of those is looking at all your suppliers.
Look, and suppliers may be suppliers of raw material to make your product. The suppliers, contractors, suppliers are your utilities, your IT, all that sort of stuff. So, where's the harm in picking up the phone to say, look, if I had a longer contract, or if I could guarantee this volume of work or business for you, what would my cost look like now? I'd pick up the phone.
Just look at different suppliers for all of those things in the business. No matter what end of the spectrum in terms of turnover your business is at, you're always benefited by getting your profit and loss, get it for the last month, go through with a ruler and a pen, as I do, go through line by line. Okay, who's the supplier for this? Who's the supplier for that? Just go through and reduce those down. The other thing is can you automate? Is there a way that you can take a few steps out of your product delivery to the customer? Can you automate that? Is that by streamlining the number of people in your business and getting some software package or something like that? Can you outsource? Is it more efficient to get a contractor to come and do some stuff, in the business?
That's very targeted and specialised.
Rather than having a full-time employee there. Hey, that may or may not work for you, but have a look. The key thing is look, explore, ask the question.
I know years ago I had a business that I had a team of 10 people, and pure by automation, I didn't move them on. I repurposed them to be more useful within the business.
Grow revenue in other places.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I repurpose them. So we're not saying you need to lay people off. Is there a place in the business that these people can be better purposed? Maybe it's more fulfilling because these people are doing data entry. Somebody's got to do it. But, I realized that automation would make that data entry more efficient, less errors, and I was able to repurpose these people. So don't think from a negative perspective. Automation can really step up your efficiency, and the team that you have, how can you better use them?
Yeah. So if that topic's interesting to you, if these, you're seeing rising costs, you're struggling in the business, you feel like you're getting squeezed from your costs rising, but you're getting no more at the front end, come and join us on Thursday. That's this Thursday, which will be the 21st of April, 1 p.m. Live and free.
Indeed.
It's a free one, yeah?
Yeah, it is. It's a free
live
one.
And free.
Yeah.
Jump on navigatebiz.com and subscribe to that.
Yeah.
Is that the best way to get in there?
It is, because at the top menu is free tutorials. Click on that and you'll see the next one coming is this week. There's a bunch of others sitting there, but come and join us, because this tutorial will give you the key steps and things that you need to do so that you can actually take some action and feel as though you're getting traction on this world of rising costs. There's definitely a way to resolve that, and come and learn. We would love to have you.
And if you're on this on YouTube,
Yes.
Can you go and hit the subscribe button? Please go and jump in the subscribe button. And we're looking for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So help us on that journey. If you're watching or listening to this on a different platform, please jump into YouTube and go and subscribe to us in there. And really appreciate that, so we can get to that 1,000, which opens up a few more options. So,
and the benefit to you is you'll get a little notification when we're live, and we are live regularly throughout the week. So we would love to have you on there. So have an awesome day. Today's Tuesday, so our schedule's a little off because we would normally do this on a Monday, but we'll be back here on Thursday. Clubhouse this afternoon. Dial in if you want to chat to us there.
If you're looking for talk to us live, jump in Clubhouse at 4:30 this afternoon, Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Indeed.
Talk to you then. Catch you.
See ya. Bye.